traversing the strange world with peace and Toodles.
All right, here we go.
Welcome back to the show, everybody.
Episode number
27.
something. Yeah.
Pretty sure this is 27.
Pretty sure, minus those skipped ones in the middle here and there, you know.
Welcome back to the studio, everybody.
We have standards here.
Another episode with me and Jonathan. What about standards?
Oh, those lost episodes.
Oh, yeah.
The vault.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see them someday, you know.
Someday.
Maybe when we have a solid enough fan base that we absolutely know that they'll enjoy listening to episodes of us just kind of bunny trailing.
I love it when you become a fan of somebody and then they release stuff that, like, dude, like Eminem actually on his new album, at this point, The Death of Slim Shady, he's got a song on there that was, and this is released in 2024, right? But the song that's on it was supposed to be released in 2004.
Really?
It was for Encore, the album Encore, but he never released it. But it's on this album. It finally got out of the vault. Chris Webby did that. He's got a whole album before, like, to lead up to his series, his, like, decade-long run of Wednesday albums. He released this one called Lost Wednesdays, which is just all the songs with a little... It's got the year that it came out, just that he never released. Or it's got some, like, lyrics that he used in other songs that was, like, the original. You know? I just like seeing that out of people that become a fan. It's like, oh, that's cool.
They're doing that with deceased artists, too. Like Johnny Cash, they've released a number of albums of songs he's never released.
Yeah, Juice WRLD.
Or, yeah.
And
Jimi Hendrix is one of them.
Mac Miller. I like you give all these classic examples, and I'm sitting here giving, like, just rap.
Yeah. So today, we will be diving into the Infancy Gospel of Thomas. But
the gospel that Thomas wrote when he was an infant, obviously.
This is about Jesus as a child. I believe it covers his life from 8 to 12.
Same as your reps when you're bodybuilding.
Yeah. I think this is another gospel that is believed to be written by Gnostics, the Gnostic Christians.
It's definitely got some references to other Gnostic texts in it, for sure.
For sure.
For shiggity sure.
It was never a book that was included in our canon. It was always non-canonical. As with most of the non-canonical gospels, you know, early church fathers like Irenaeus made references to it. But before we dive into that...
I was going to say that.
I'm sorry, don't.
Man. See, this is why I sit here on some of these episodes and don't say anything. So I'm like, oh, I got a good question. Then you're like, so what about this? I'm like, oh, dang it. Well, all right, yeah. Same thing.
Well.
Sorry, I'll just start interrupting you.
Yes, please, by all means, interrupt.
Like, no, I want to ask it first.
By all means. So, we will first be going into our first segment of the show.
Yes.
Let it roll.
Updates. Ponderings. Reflections.
Of peace and Toodles.
So, yeah, we've been hard at work in the stew. Cooking up some more little musical ear candies.
Yeah. Even though this isn't their first time hearing it.
Are we going to put this on other episodes?
We have to.
We got to go back and re-edit all those things now.
We don't have to, but it would be nice.
Well, we got this nice intro cooked up.
Yes.
Fresh off the skillet. Just did it like 20 minutes ago.
That's right. So updates. I thought that I was done updating you guys about this, but nope. So, got my MRI results back. Turns out I had a ruptured bicep tendon. We're right in the middle of my busy season in terms of work, so I said to the doctor, can I wait a couple months? The doctor said, in a couple months, there will be no bicep head there left to attach. So I went to the doctor.
The doctor gave you head, you could say.
What?
He said there'd be no bicep head.
Oh, yeah.
To connect to.
He helped me keep my head.
Ah.
Yes. So they, I went to the doctor. They performed surgery on my left arm, and now I'm in a cast and a sling. And I'm on the, what is at least, I believe, 8-week road to recovery.
Do you have to do physical therapy for it?
I believe I will. I'm gonna take like a week off work, like other than being on the job and telling helpers what to do. Yeah. At least let my stitches heal up so every bump on the zero turn don't hurt.
So you got a whole arm that you can't do anything with.
Yeah.
Wish I could give you a hand.
I wish you could too.
So to speak.
It's awfully difficult having one hand.
Hey, give me a high five.
It's hard. Ugh. What about you, man? You got any updates?
Any updates? I just received my new package of pre-workouts. Got 7 jugs of those things.
Who made that shit?
Athlean X comes from the man Jeff Cavalier at athleanx.com.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably about how his intros sound right there.
And we know that really anybody who's like a fitness influencer is going to be somewhat... There's going to be people that are like, oh, I don't listen to him. And
putting the science back in strength.
is that one of his...
I think it is, isn't it?
Is that one of his phrases?
I'm pretty sure it is. I haven't watched him in a hot minute. It's like I learned so much, and I was like, all right, got it. Good, let's go. I ain't watched him. I really don't watch that much fitness stuff anymore. Like, I feel like I learned the basics to avoid injury, no offense. And I've just been taking that and running with it.
Eat healthy. Drink plenty of water.
Protein, carb, fat ratio at the macros, staying active.
See, that's what I think caused my injury was... It was on July 5th when I was at the powerlifting competition. I took 4th of July off. Prior to 4th of July, I had worked for like 22 days straight out in the heat, sweating. Probably was super dehydrated, wasn't giving myself the necessary nutrition for
and recovery time
performing such tasks. Yeah, and I think my old body was just worn out and said nope.
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like a form thing because all it is a deadlift. It's not like you can really have bad form on your bicep.
Yeah.
You're just
I have pretty good form, pretty good deadlift form. I think it was what I was not putting in the tank.
Just got to stick your keister way out and bring it up.
That's right.
Scratch up some shins.
You're pushing the floor away, and you just happen to have weight in your hands. So in previous episodes, we interviewed a few people diverging from like the Judeo-Christian belief, right?
It's very diverse.
Yeah.
We're like all progressive and stuff,
So you could
all
say.
shapes, sizes, colors, and species of humans.
You could say.
All are welcome.
Yes. All are fellow strangers in the strange land. Our neighbors here. So in the previous weeks when we were interviewing some neighbors, some fellow strangers, made some references to the Bible having some things sometimes that look like magic.
Magic. Mm-hmm. That has been something that's been coming up lately.
And in the previous episode with DeFrancisco, we discussed how historically scholars recognize it that the Israelites, they started as like a henotheism, a polytheism. They were much more pagan to start out with. And throughout time, we get the Jewish beliefs that we have, Judaism, and then same with Christianity.
And then that pesky council of Nicaea.
Yep. Polishing it up and bringing it to even closer to the present state of what we have in terms of beliefs. But all things go back to paganism. All things, I believe, have like a,
All roads lead to Texas.
Yeah. And so there's passages, particularly in the older parts of the Bible, where it looks kind of like magic. And why I say that is like...
Like what? Give us some examples.
How we have miracles today and like Christianity, you have somebody praying, laying hands, and by the power of God, by the faith of God, that person's healed. I'm not a Christian, but that's, that's the idea that most of us are familiar with. And that's later on towards after the Babylonian exile and into the days of the New Testament. That's kind of how you see miracles and whatnot being performed. But what I consider magic is like something outside of God having like these magical, mystical properties, right? And there's a handful of passages I jotted down that I'm going to read real quick before we get into our discussion that kind of shed light on what I was talking about. I'm interested in hearing your feedback on them, Jonathan. I'll try to breeze through them so we can get to the discussion now. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, if any man's wife goes astray," this is from Numbers, by the way, "and behaves unfaithfully towards him, and a man lies with her carnally," they had sex, "and it is hidden from the eyes of her husband," she cheated on him, "and it is concealed that she defiled herself, and there was no witness against her, nor was she caught. If the spirit of jealousy comes upon the husband," and okay, I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. So basically, what we have here is a woman potentially cheated on her husband, and maybe she's pregnant. They go before the priest. They offer some grain, offer some oil. And the priest shall bring her near and set her before the Lord. The priest shall take holy water in an earthen vessel, and take some of the dust that is on the floor of the tabernacle, and put it into the water. Then the priest shall stand the woman before the Lord, uncover the woman's head, and put the offering for remembering in her hands, which is grain offering of jealousy. And the priest shall have in his hand the bitter water that brings a curse. And the priest shall put her under an oath and say to the woman, if no man has lain with you, and ye have not gone astray to uncleanness while under your husband's authority, be free from this bitter water that brings a curse. And then it mentions he writes down curses and scrapes them into the water.
Scrape it into the water?
Yeah, I don't know how that works in particularly, like if you cut them up and put them in there. But I don't have to, for the sake of time, I don't have to read the entire passage, I'll paraphrase it. If the woman is unfaithful, then her thigh will rot and her belly will swell.
What the?
Yeah. This sounds a lot like magic, right? Somewhat. It's not God performing a miracle. It's something that...
It's this ritual that the priest has to do.
And then, here's another passage. It's Elisha the prophet. He was Elijah the prophet's apprentice, you could say. Successor, yeah. And he died. They buried him. And here's a passage of something interesting that happened. Then Elijah died, and they buried him, and the raiding bands from Moab invaded the land in the spring of the year. So it was as they were burying a man that suddenly they spied a band of raiders, and they put the man in the tomb of Elisha. And when the man was let down and touched the bones of Elisha, he revived and stood on his feet.
I remember that.
Yeah. So again, God isn't doing anything here. It's like Elisha's bones have these magical properties to them.
Didn't Elisha have something to do with the field of bones raising up?
Nope, that's Ezekiel.
I see.
Yep.
One that I think of too, there's that medium of Endor that, Saul used to communicate with Samuel after he died.
Yeah.
Like, what was that? Like, okay, after that, God, in the list of things he had against Saul, mentioned that as one of the evil things that he did. Mm-hmm. And then there's, I don't know, you got Jesus spitting in the dirt and rubbing it in somebody's eyes to
rub it on his, Mm-hmm. Yeah, scholars have talked about that because that's very different from most of Jesus's miracles, Usually he's like, just commands or touches them. This one he's using something to perform a miracle. Which isn't uncommon for the prophets of the Old Testament, but Jesus doesn't do that very often. That's a good connection you made. All right, and then there's another one in...
Are you Moses?
What?
because when I'm around you, there's a burning in my bush.
Oh, my word.
You made me think of it.
In Genesis
Thank you.
chapter 30, verse 25 through 43, we have a story where Jacob, he went to work for his, that would be his cousin, his uncle Laban. He went to work for him for 7 years so he could marry his daughter Rachel. Mm-hmm. And then he had an older daughter, Leah. He got tricked. Yep. And then we have Rachel. And
14 years of work for one wife, man.
And Jacob's wanting to go, and Laban's like, hey, stay with me. You've worked with me long enough. I'll give you all of my speckled and spotted sheep in the flock. Mm-hmm. And so after they agree to this, there's this little ritual that you could say.
And then Jacob actually found a way to, he was breeding, just the one sheep that he was going to be able to keep. And Laban's ended up, almost getting
Then Jacob separated the lambs and the flocks and made them face toward the street and all, so that he took these poles, right? Mm-hmm. And wrote and carved, streaks in them. And when they would mate, he made them mate in front of them. And as a byproduct of that, they bore speckled and spotted sheep.
I've heard a scientific explanation of that being a certain kind of plant that causes that to happen. Don't ask me where I heard it, because that was a long time ago.
All right, there's one more. And this is where something happens where it's actually the thing that's being performed is warding off God.
Hey, going off that thing where with the chick where her thigh would shrivel and her stomach swell, there's dirt from the temple involved in that.
Yeah.
Which seems to have some kind of importance. Because in somewhere else, didn't Elijah tell somebody to take dirt from the temple back to make an altar?
Not dirt from the temple, but dirt from Israel to bring back to, it was Naaman. Naaman had leprosy. He went to see the prophet Elijah, and Elijah healed him of his leprosy, and then he's like, I would love to worship Yahweh, but I'm going to be in a foreign land. And what we don't know is that there's an old Israelite belief that you could only worship Yahweh in Israel. That's why when the children of Israel were carried off to Babylon in the Psalms, they say,
wouldn't they
how can we worship God in a foreign land? How can we sing a song Yahweh in a foreign land?
How can we worship God here then?
And so Elijah commands.
So we all need to go to Israel, get some dirt.
Well,
and
that belief, beliefs in the Bible, they're not the authors had different opinions, different views. Those views changed throughout time. And you see later on, a book like Jonah, where Jonah goes to Nineveh and he tells the Ninevites to repent. And they do. They pray to God there. So that's an older book. And
then you go right from there into Micah, and they totally turn their back again.
Yeah.
And God's talking about all this destruction he's going to bring.
But my point for that is that, it's throughout time, it changed to where they did believe that God was more universal. He wasn't a deity that was the deity of Canaan, because the old people, they believed that there were 70 nations around the world and each nation had their own god, which was allotted to them.
We're supposed to go out unto all people and preach the gospel. Jesus said he's not coming for just the Jews, but the Jews and the Gentiles.
Right. And that's an example of an evolving belief going from local deity to universal deity.
Indubitably.
One more passage, and then we'll get on to the
meat and
Infancy Gospel
potatoes
of Thomas. Yes, the meat of the discussion.
A meat and the spuds.
And okay, so this is just after God had wiped out the sons of Korah in the Old Testament. Which, by the way, Sons of Korah is a good band you should check out. Totally different group of people. No, the listeners. I know you've heard of them. I want to
say, they sing, they music, they make the Psalms into songs.
Yeah. Beautiful. On the next day, all the congregation of the children of Israel complained against Moses, saying, You have killed the people of the Lord. Now it happened when the congregation had gathered against Moses and Aaron, they turned toward the tabernacle of meeting, and suddenly the cloud covered it, and the glory of the Lord appeared. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, So Moses and Aaron, take a censer and put fire in it from the altar, put incense on it, and take it quickly to the congregation, make atonement for them. For the wrath has gone out from the Lord, and the plague has begun. So God's telling Moses and Aaron how to stop him. Then Aaron took it, and Moses commanded and ran into the midst of the assembly, and already the plague had begun among the people, so he put incense in and made atonement for the people, and he stood between the dead and the living, so the plague was stopped. And those who died in the plague were 14,700, besides those who died in the Korah incident. And that can be found in Numbers, chapter 16.
Plagues.
Oh.
Go to Egypt, too.
Yep. Yeah.
I want to talk about something that sounds like magic, man, getting overwhelmed by locusts and then frogs, and then the water turns to blood, and 3 days of darkness. Like, that's odd. Ooh, and then there's Joshua, when the sun, literally stood still during that battle.
Yeah. And he commanded it to stand still.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite story in the Bible, just because, it's it's in a non-stereotypical form of the word, it's an epic story.
But
it's pretty cool.
If this took place in, a European format, a culture story, and where there's, wizards, and that would be magic, but, it's...
Brujas.
Yeah, you... How do you differentiate between the two when you're kind of non-biased to both? They both look like magic in a certain sense.
So, what's your point with this magic?
Oh, those are just examples of what I was talking about.
Something to think about.
Yeah.
Ponder.
Ponderings of Peace and Toodles.
Sounds awfully strange.
Very strange. Now it's time to dive into some even more strange material.
This is quite strange, and there's quite magical things, I think, that will be talked about.
For sure.
The Infancy
Gospel of Thomas. I don't know why they attributed it to Thomas.
Because it says in the beginning it's written by Thomas the Israelite.
Yeah, but it wasn't really.
Well, then how the frick do you know?
But, they're not usually. Well, it's believed to be written late 2nd century, so he would have been long gone by then.
Well, maybe it's a different Thomas.
Perhaps. A lot of Gnostic writings seem to be associated with Thomas, so maybe some disciples of his were the ones that formed the Gnostic sect of Christianity.
This does seem pretty Gnostic.
Would you mind reading the story, Jonathan? Because
You think I have it?
Did not bring my glasses today.
I better look and find it. Wait, are we going to read the whole thing?
This will probably be a 2-parter.
Infancy Gospel of Thomas. I think I found it. Oh, man. All right. I read this in double time. Let's see here. From the apocryphal New Testament. Even though that's a collection of works that it was included in Oxford in 1924. This seems to be divided into some very, very short chapters. And there's 19 of them, if I can read Roman numerals correctly. The stories of Thomas the Israelite. Man, it's like I knew what I was talking about. Look at that. The stories of Thomas the Israelite, the philosopher, concerning the works of the childhood of the Lord.
That does sound like a different Thomas than, the Thomas the Gospel of Thomas that we did in a previous episode. That was Judas Didymus Thomas. So maybe this was a different Thomas.
Chapter 1, Thomas the Israelite. Tell unto you, even all the brethren that are of the Gentiles, to make known unto you the works of the childhood of our Lord Jesus Christ and his mighty deeds, even all that he did when he was born on our land, whereof the beginning is thus. Chapter 2. Man, that whole chapter was one sentence. Chapter 2. This little Jesus, when he was 5 years old, was playing at the ford of a brook, and he gathered together the waters that flowed therein to the pools, and made them straightway clean, and commanded them by his word alone. And having made soft clay, he fashioned thereof 12 sparrows. And it was the Sabbath when he did these things, and there were also many other little children playing with him. So our water being turned into wine is not the first miracle of Jesus.
Not the first water miracle.
Indeed. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Little 5-year-old Jesus, man. You think like you can barely talk at that point, you know? And he's sitting here.
If he lived in today's world, he would be, he'd probably be
kindergarten.
Purifying water. What's that, Greta girl? You know, Joe Rogan makes fun of her a lot.
I have no idea.
How dare you, that girl. There's a lot of adults on the internet that make fun of her. She's just like a eco rights activist. But anyway.
And a certain Jew, he made water clean and made 12 sparrows out of clay. And a certain Jew, when he saw what Jesus did, playing upon the Sabbath day, departed straightway and told his father Joseph, Lo, thy child is at the brook, and he hath taken clay and fashioned 12 little birds, and hath polluted the Sabbath day. And Joseph came to the place and saw, and cried out to him, saying, Wherefore dost thou these things on the Sabbath, which is not lawful to do? Modern translation, I would say, why are you doing these things on Sunday? It's illegal.
Well, it would have been Saturday for them, though.
Truth.
Yeah.
But Jesus clapped his hands together and cried out to the sparrows and said to them, Go! And the sparrows took their flight and went away chirping. And when Jesus saw it, they were amazed. And when the Jews saw it, they were amazed and departed and told their chief men that which they had seen Jesus do. Chapter 3. But the son of Annas...
One second. So that passage mentioned there about turning the clay birds alive is actually in the Quran.
About Jesus?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we have verifiable proof that this is real.
I wouldn't say that, but I would say maybe some Christians that came from this. I've heard scholars say that perhaps Christians from this sect of Christianity after the Council of Nicaea, when the Orthodox narrative was created, perhaps these Christians eventually ended up turning to Muslims, or they converted to Islam.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But when the son of Annas, or maybe Anus, the scribe, was standing there with Joseph, and he took a branch of a willow and dispersed the waters with which Jesus had gathered together. And when Jesus saw what was done, he was wroth, and said unto him, O evil, ungodly, and stupid one, what hurt did the pools and the waters do thee? Behold, now also thou shalt be withered like a tree, and shalt not bear leaves, neither root nor fruit. And straightway that lad withered up wholly. But Jesus departed and went unto Joseph's house.
See, we have him killing a kid here.
This is child murder.
Jesus killing other
by
kids.
By a child.
Yeah. I don't know who would be like a loving worshiper, loyal servant of Jesus that would make this story. You know?
That is a good point.
But I think the way this story is going to go is perhaps it's like a coming to age story of Jesus. Like, I think he's going to learn that he has to use his powers more responsibly. He doesn't know compassion yet.
So would you call him perfect?
The story's not painted that way.
Maybe it was a justifiable death. You know how much death's in the Old Testament, so I mean, you know... Maybe this child's paying for sins.
Maybe from a past life.
That's true. Hey, maybe that's what it means when the Bible says that the sins of a father will continue down into like the third or fourth generation.
Jesus was just sniffing them out.
Actually, reincarnation.
I don't think that's how the writers of this story are addressing it. I think.
No.
Yeah, it's mighty power, but in the body of a child. The power of the divine.
But the parents of him that was withered took him up, bewailing his youth, and brought him unto Joseph, and accused him. For that thou hast such a child. What the frick? This language. For that thou hast such a child which doeth such deeds. Chapter 4.
Basically, they're saying, why is your child so... How
Yeah.
in the world can your child do these things?
After that, again he went through the village, and a child ran and dashed against his shoulder. And Jesus was provoked, and said unto him, Thou shalt not finish thy course. And immediately he fell down and died.
Just for bumping into Jesus.
Man, dude.
Yeah. It's terrible. He's like John Wick. Just dropping people left and right. If John Wick was the son of God and an 8-year-old.
But certain, when they saw what was done, said, Whence was this young child born? For that every word of his is an accomplished work. And the parents of him that was dead came unto Joseph and blamed him, saying, Thou that hast such a child canst not dwell with us in the village.
Get out of here.
Or do thou teach him to bless and not curse, for he slayeth our children.
They're saying you need to teach him to be good and not bad because he's being a little tyrant right now.
He's killing everybody.
Yeah.
Chapter 5.
Gilgamesh Jr.
See, I'm telling you, these chapters are short. And Joseph called the young child apart and admonished him, saying, Wherefore doest thou such things? Wherefore doest thou such things, that these suffer and hate us and persecute us? But Jesus said, I know that these thy words are not thine. Nevertheless, for thy sake I will hold my peace. But they shall bear their punishment. And straightway they that accused him were smitten with blindness. And they that saw it were sore... Hey, if they're blind, how does it say that they saw it?
I guess not everybody.
And they that saw it were sore afraid and perplexed, and said concerning him that every word which he spake, whether it were good or bad, was a deed, and became a marvel. And when they saw that Jesus had so done, Joseph arose and took hold upon his ear, and wrung it sore.
Come here, Jesus. Come here, Yeshua.
And the young child was wroth, and said unto him, It sufficeth thee to seek and to not find, and verily thou hast done unwisely. Knowest thou not that I am thine? Vex me not. Chapter 6.
It'd be funny if everybody was talking normal, but child Jesus, infant Jesus, talks like thine. Vex me not.
Don't punish me.
Yeah.
I'm your son.
Yeah, that's what.
In modern English.
Yeah.
Chapter 6. Now a certain teacher, Zacchaeus by name, you think it's the same Zacchaeus in the
Maybe.
Gospels?
Maybe.
Zacchaeus by name stood there, and he heard in part when Jesus said these things to his father, and he marveled greatly that being a young child he spake such matters. And after a few days he came near unto Joseph, and said unto him, Thou hast a wise child, and he hath understanding. Come, deliver him to me, that he may learn letters, and I will teach him with the letters all knowledge, and that he salute all elders, and honor them as grandfathers and fathers, and love them of his own years. And he told him all the letters from Alpha even to Omega clearly, with much questioning. But Jesus looked upon Zacchaeus the teacher, and saith unto him, Thou that knowest not the Alpha according to its nature, how canst thou teach others the Beta? Thou hypocrite! First,
You don't know what you're talking about, basically.
Yeah. First, if thou knowest it, teach the Alpha, and then we will believe thee concerning the Beta. Then began he to confound the mouth of the teacher concerning the first letter, and he could not prevail to answer him. So Jesus is arguing with this guy, and Zacchaeus, and he can't even come up with a response, because Jesus is
Mind blown.
Yeah.
You'd probably, if it happened in the modern world, you'd see a YouTube video. Jesus roasts or burns, destroys Zacchaeus. It's like those Ben Shapiro videos of him attacking this poor college student that...
It'd say Jesus cooks unk in the temple.
What?
Jesus cooks unk in the temple.
What's that mean?
It means you're too old to understand what it means. But if anybody's listening to this, it's like under 20, they'll know.
I'm younger than you, dog.
Well, I guess I'm just cooler then.
I guess so.
And in the hearing of many, the young child saith to Zacchaeus, Hear, O teacher, the ordinance of the first letter, and pay heed to this, how that it hath. And it says, insert, what follows is really unintelligible in this and in all the parallel texts. A literal version would run something like this. How that it hath lines in a middle mark, which thou seest, common to both, going apart, coming together, raised up on high, dancing of three signs, like in kind, missing text, balanced, thou hast the rules of the Alpha. Chapter 7. Now when Zacchaeus the teacher heard such and so many allegories of the first letter spoken by a young child, he was perplexed at his answer, and his instruction being so great, and said to them that were there, Woe is me, wretch that I am confounded. I have brought shame to myself by drawing near to me to this young child. Take him away, therefore, I beseech thee, my brother Joseph. I cannot endure the severity of his look. I cannot once make clear my or his words. This young child is not earthly born. This is one that can tame even fire. Be like this one begotten before the making of the world. What belly bare this? What womb nurtured it?
Who's your parents?
I know not.
Yes,
Woe is me, O my friend, he putteth me from my sense. I cannot follow his understanding. I have deceived myself. Thrice wretched man that I am, I strove to give me a disciple, and I found that I have a master. I think, O my friends, upon my shame, for that being old I have been overcome by a young child, and I am even ready to faint and to die because of this boy, for I am not able at this present hour to look him in the face. So basically, like, I'm going to kill myself because this kid just roasted me intellectually. Mm-hmm. And when all men say that I have been overcome by a little child, what have I to say? And what can I tell concerning the lines of the first letter whereof he spake to me? I am ignorant, O my friends, for neither beginning nor end of it do I know. Wherefore I beseech thee, my brother Joseph, take him away unto thine house, for he is somewhat great. Whether God or angel or what I should call him, I know not. Chapter 8. And as the Jews were counseling Zacchaeus, the young child laughed.
Gnostic Jesus and his laughing.
Yeah.
Gnostic, that's how you find him. Gnostic Jesus is the only Jesus that laughs.
The young child laughed greatly and said, Now let those bear fruit that were barren, and let them see that they were blind in the heart. Again, you can't, how do you see the, anyway, I am come
see that
from.
They're blind in the heart.
Yes.
They're totally devoid of knowing spiritual wisdom.
I am come from above that I may curse them, and call them to the things that are above, even as he commanded which hath sent me for your sakes. And when the young child ceased speaking, immediately all they that were made whole, which had come under his curse. So all the blind guys got their sight back. And no man after that durst provoke him, lest he should curse him, and he should be maimed. Chapter 9. Now after certain days Jesus was playing in the upper story of a certain house, and one of the young children that played with him fell down from the house and died.
Bet Jesus pushed him.
Hey, wasn't there a kid that fell out of a window because he fell asleep during one of Paul's sermons?
Yes.
In the house?
Yep. Paul brought him back to life like a good disciple of Jesus would do. Let's see what Jesus does.
And the other children, when they saw it, fled, and Jesus remained alone. And the parents of him that was dead came and accused him that he had cast him down. And Jesus said, I didn't cast him down.
Sounds like something he'd do.
But they reviled him still. Then Jesus leaped down from the roof and stood... Hey, did he leap from the same roof this child died by falling off?
Yeah. Apparently, because, it says they were playing up there.
How about that? He's got even more powers. He can fly or something.
Ta-ta.
And Jesus leaped down from the roof and stood by the body of the child and cried with a loud voice and said, Zeno, for so his name was called, arise and tell me, did I cast thee down? And straightway he arose and said, Nay, Lord, thou didst not cast me down, but didst raise me up. And when they saw it, they were amazed, and the parents of the child glorified God for the sign which had come to pass, and worshipped Jesus. Chapter 10.
He only brought him back to life to show his innocence.
After a few days, a certain young man was cleaving wood in the neighborhood, and the axe fell and cut in the sunder the sole of his foot, and losing much blood, he was at the point to die. Holy frick, that's a good cut. You bleed to death from dropping an axe on your foot?
I don't want to test that out.
Sheesh. And when there was a tumult and concourse, the young child Jesus also ran thither, and by force passed through the multitude, and took hold upon the foot of the young man that was smitten, and straightway it was healed. And he said unto the young man, Arise now, and cleave the wood, and remember me. But when the multitude saw what was done, they worshipped the young child, saying, Verily, the Spirit of God dwelleth in this young child.
You know, I bet the only reason Jesus saved that woodcutter was because Jesus eventually becomes a carpenter, and that was a supply guy. Because Jesus only seems to heal people when he has like a advantage to it.
His dad was a carpenter. Maybe he
Otherwise,
just had a soft spot in his heart for him.
He's like, killing that guy is going to mess up my dad's business.
So everything else good that he did, like asking the child if he pushed him off, was for a reason.
Yeah.
The other people that were healed of their blindness was because he made them blind first.
Right.
This is the first time he's actually doing something good.
That's where I was saying there's probably ulterior motives.
Chapter 11.
You said there's 19?
Yes, sir.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm telling you, they're short little chapters.
What do we add on time on this?
Well, before editing, 41 minutes.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be like right on.
There we go. Love that.
Chapter 11. Magical number of magic, Aleister Crowley. Anyway, now when he was 6 years old, his mother sendeth him to draw water and bear it into the house, and gave him a pitcher. But in the press he struck it against another, and the pitcher was broken. But Jesus spread out the garment which was upon him, and filled it with water, and brought it to his mother. And when the mother saw what was done, she kissed him, and she kept within herself the mysteries which she saw him do. So considering it's a mystery, I guess it was something other than leather, to where it was miraculous that he did this.
Yes.
Chapter 12. Again, in the time of sowing, the young child went forth with his father to sow wheat in their land. And as his father sowed, the young child Jesus sowed also one corn of wheat. What the frick is a corn of wheat?
Must be some sort of measurement. I don't know.
And he reaped it and threshed it and made thereof 100 measures, or cores. And he called all the poor of the village unto the threshing floor, and gave them the wheat.
There we go. That's the Jesus we know.
And Jesus took the residue of the wheat, and he was 8 years old when he wrought this sign. 3 years have passed. Chapter 13. Now his father was a carpenter, and made at that time plows and yokes. And there was required of him a bed by a certain rich man, that he should make it for him. And whereas one beam, I wonder if it was a rich young man.
Maybe.
And whereas one beam, that which is called the shifting one, was too short, and Joseph knew not what to do. Oh, this guy, you gotta measure twice, cut once, you know what I'm saying? Rookie mistakes. These wannabe woodworkers, I'm telling you.
Joseph.
The young child Jesus said to his father Joseph, Lay down the 2 pieces of wood, and make them even at the end next unto thee. And Joseph did as the young child said unto him. And Jesus stood at the other end, and took hold upon the shorter beam, and stretched it, and made it equal with the other. Interesting. And his father Joseph saw it and marveled, and he embraced the young child and kissed him, saying, Happy I am, or happy am I, for that God hath given me this young child. I want to see that one. You just stretch out this piece of wood.
Yeah. Into perfect length.
Chapter 14. But when Joseph saw the understanding of the child and his age, that it was coming to the full, 8 years old, coming to the full, he thought with himself again that he should not be ignorant of letters. He's like, dang it. 3 more years passed, and he still ain't gone to school. This is going to look terrible. He took him and delivered him to another teacher. And the teacher said unto Joseph, First I will teach him Greek letters, and after that the Hebrew. For the teacher knew the skill of the child, and was afraid of him. Notwithstanding, he wrote the alphabet, and Jesus pondered
Probably
thereon.
heard what he did to Zacchaeus.
Yeah. Jesus pondered thereon a long time, and answered him not. And Jesus said to him, If thou be indeed a teacher, and if thou knowest letters well, tell me the power of the alpha, and I will tell thee the power of the beta. And the teacher was provoked, and smote him on the head. Man, I would not do that.
Bad idea, buddy.
And the young child was hurt and cursed him, and straightway he fainted and fell to the ground on his face.
He heard about Jesus, he feared him, but apparently not enough to not smack him on his dang little head.
Goofball.
Dummy.
And the child returned unto the house of Joseph, and Joseph was grieved and commanded his mother, saying, Let him not forth without the door, for all they die that provoke him to wrath. So lock up this ground our son. He's killing everybody that makes him mad.
Yeah. Don't let him out of the house. Jesus, we've told you not to kill people.
You're
it's
grounded.
Not nice. You're not being a good mensch.
What would Jesus do, Jesus?
Yeah.
Chapter 15. And after some time yet another teacher, which what are these people, man?
Man, they're
What are
just
they
like
thinking? They all learn lessons. Which was a faithful friend of Joseph, said to him, Bring the young child unto me to the school. Peradventure I may be able by cockering him to teach him the letters. All right, I'm all right with this old language. I know what it means, but like, what is cockering?
I have no clue. And I don't know why anybody would use it in the context of education.
Cockering him. And Joseph said, If thou hast no fear, my brother, take him with thee. And he took him with him in fear and much trouble of spirit, but the young child followed
I
him
imagine
gladly.
this guy's just shaking. He's like,
Yeah, but he's the idiot that came up and asked to teach him in the first place.
True.
He probably lost a bet.
Him and some other rabbis.
And going with boldness into the school,
Spinning the dreidel. He lost the bet.
and like betting on what goat's gonna win the races, and you're like, whoever loses has to teach Jesus next.
No!
And going with boldness into the school, he found a book lying upon the pulpit, and he took it, and read not the letters that were therein, but opened his mouth and spake by the Holy Spirit, and taught the law to them that stood by. And a great multitude came together and stood there hearkening, and marveled at the beauty of his teaching and the readiness of his words, and that being an infant he uttered such things. But when Joseph heard it, he was afraid, and ran into the school, thinking whether this teacher also were without skill, or smitten with infirmity. But the teacher said unto Joseph, Know, my brother, that I receive this child for a disciple, but he is full of grace and wisdom, and now I beseech thee, brother, take him unto thine house.
Take him away. He's too wise.
And when the young child heard that, he smiled upon him and said, For as much as thou hast said,
You're a smart one.
well, and hast borne right witness. For thy sake, he also that was smitten be healed. So this teacher got his
Healing.
colleague healed. It doesn't say that the other guy died. It just says that he fell to the ground on his face. And forthwith the other teacher was healed. And Joseph took the young child and departed unto his house. So this guy lost a bet, and he's like, okay, I'll teach Jesus. He takes him to the temple, and he's like, here's a book. Why don't you go talk to other people about it? Then he's like, oh, look at this child that's so full of grace and wisdom. I hope he doesn't kill me because I'm telling him nice things. And then finally, it's like, okay, enough people are here and saw it and witnessed it. I taught him. Joseph, take it back.
Get him out of here.
Chapter 16. And Joseph sent his son James.
He came back to the other rabbis. He was like, I'm alive. And they're like, whoa.
I did it. Also, our homie's out of the hospital.
Yeah.
And Joseph sent his son James to bind fuel and carry it into his house. And the young child Jesus also followed him. And as James was gathering of faggots of, I'm sorry, Faggots, okay, not a slur, a viper bit, which the definition is a bundle of sticks, if anybody's wondering. A viper bit the hand of James. And as he was sore afflicted and ready to perish, Jesus came near and breathed upon the bite. And straightway the pain ceased, and the serpent burst, and forthwith James continued whole.
Popped like a snake balloon.
So Jesus breathed on it.
I'd like to think he grabbed hold of its mouth and blew it up like a balloon, and it popped.
No, he came and breathed upon the bite.
Oh, the bite. I thought.
You
breathed on the snake.
the snake by blowing it up.
And then I blew
Literally.
up and died.
Chapter 17, we're almost there.
Hell yeah.
And after these things, in the neighborhood of Joseph, a little child fell sick and died, and his mother wept sore. And Jesus heard that there was a great mourning and trouble, and he ran quickly and found the child dead. And he touched his breast and said, I say unto thee, child, die not, but live and be with thy mother. And straightway it looked up and laughed. And he said to the woman, take him up and give him milk, and remember me. And the multitude that stood by saw it and marveled, and said, of a truth, this young child is either a god or an angel of God, for every word of his is a perfect work. And Jesus departed thence, and was playing with other children. What a nice story. It's a nice turn on...
That's how it ends?
No.
Oh, okay.
Chapter 18, 2 to go. And after some time, there was work of building. And there came a great tumult, and Jesus arose and went thither, and he saw a man lying dead, and took hold of his hand and said, man, I say unto thee, arise and do thy work. And immediately he arose and worshipped him. So Jesus is sitting here helping his dad do his carpentry. Mm-hmm. Something's getting built. He's like, oh, we need this guy really bad. Hey, rise up and go finish your job. And when the multitude saw it, they were astonished, and said, this young child is from heaven, for he has saved many souls from death, and hath power to save them all his life long. It's a different tone they take now. Mm-hmm. Once he starts helping.
It's like Jesus started doing nice things after that teacher praised him.
Man, he just needed a little encouragement.
There's a lesson in there.
It's childbearing 101.
There's a lesson in there, yeah.
Childbearing, child raising 101.
Important how you talk to kids, regardless if they're yours or not.
Chapter XIX 19, last one. And when he was 12. Okay, so we know what happened when Jesus was 12 in the Gospels,
I think this
right?
is going to butt up to Matthew chapter 1, talking about Jesus in the temple.
Amazing the teachers with his sayings. And when he was 12 years old, his parents went according to the custom unto Jerusalem to the feast of the Passover with their company. And after the Passover, they returned to go into their house. And as they returned, the child Jesus went back to Jerusalem, but his parents supposed that he was in their company. This also lines up with Matthew. Mm-hmm. And when they had gone a day's journey, they sought him among their kinsfolk, and when they found him not, they were troubled and returned again to the city seeking him. So that's some pretty bad parents. They go travel from city to city, not knowing their own son isn't with them. And after the third day, they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the doctors and hearing and asking them questions. And all the men paid heed to him and marveled how that being a young child, he put to silence the elders and teachers of the people, expounding the heads of the law and the parables of the prophets.
And he wasn't killing anybody.
Yes. And his mother Mary came near and said unto him, child, wherefore hast thou done so unto us? Behold, we have sought thee sorrowing. And Jesus said unto them, why seek ye me? Know ye not that I must be in my Father's house? But the scribes and Pharisees said, art thou the mother of this child? And she said, I am. And they said unto her, blessed art thou among women, because God hath blessed the fruit of thy womb. For such glory and such excellence and wisdom we have neither seen nor heard at any time. And Jesus arose and followed his mother, and was subject unto his parents. But his mother kept in mind all that came to pass. And Jesus increased in wisdom and stature and grace. Unto him be glory forever and ever. Amen.
So what'd you think of that? The Infancy Gospel of Thomas. The only apocryphal gospel that we've covered in one episode, actually.
No.
Yeah. No, Thomas and Judas took 2 episodes.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, let's do a short one then.
I like little stories like that.
The book of Acts has like 2 or 3 chapters in the Apocrypha, and that's it. We could cover that one.
Yeah.
So actually, Paul, it continues the story. So Acts ends like real suddenly. It's like, the story, and
have him going to Rome, and
like, what the frick?
Yeah.
Like, he went to Rome, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Like, okay. Well, these missing chapters complete the story.
Interesting.
And he has a prophecy of the end times. He has a vision.
Okay.
It's fascinating. We should do that one. It's really fun.
Yeah. Well, maybe you guys will be seeing that in your notifications in the following weeks. By the way, if you haven't done it already, like, subscribe, click the bell notification so you get notified every time we release an episode.
All those good deeds.
Yes.
You know the drill. Everybody says it.
Do good tidings unto us.
Be thou merciful unto us, we beseech thee.
So, yeah, you can see why a lot of early Christians probably did not accept this.
It kind of throws a wrench into the view of Jesus as being this compassionate, merciful. I wonder if something changed when he, because like obviously he's doing a lot of killing and a lot of smiting, and
changed in the mind of the author, because I don't think this is a true story.
Perhaps ulterior motives too, and like the guy that was resurrected so he could continue his work.
Yeah,
probably some outside pressure. They're like, hey, Jesus.
More of an emphasis on his knowledge and miracles than so much on his compassion and his, like, being a healer and, you know.
I wonder if that 40-day fast changed him somehow.
Well, this takes place before that.
Exactly. Like, I wonder if that fast is why he then was only grace, mercy, compassion.
Well,
because maybe, because, like, you go through, like, spiritual things. Like, you see it when you fast. And have, like, you strictly adhere to it, and you go into it with clear motives and a clear reason. I really do think the answers will come to you in the event of a fast, especially the longer.
I agree. It can be a very meditative, reflective time. But in terms of, like, I don't think that the Gospel of Thomas is, like, a real account of, like...
The Infancy Gospel?
Yes.
Like it could be a fiction.
Yes, I think so.
Well, how do you know any of the books aren't fiction?
That's a good point. But...
I mean, dude, look at Revelation, man. So every pastor that I know says, like, this is literal right here. This is figurative.
Yeah.
This is an allegory. It's like, who's making the decisions of what's literal and what's not? How do you know that an actual dragon isn't going to freaking pop out of the sea with 7 horns on his head and blah, blah, and the ram with, like, the horn in the middle of his head?
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, I agree. It's probably talking about nations.
There's, like, typical writing styles and...
Where's the line drawn? Like, how do you know what's literal, what's nonfiction, what's fiction, what's archetypal, what's allegory, and what's like just similes, metaphors? Like, what is what? Like, how do you really know? You know, it's just like you'd learn the same texts from the same seminaries that are all funded by the same places. So it's like there's this unanimous view of Western religion that you're going what you learned off of, you know? And we're, for lack of a better word, indoctrinated with through all of the studies and teaching. And yeah, that's why a lot of people are against the Apocrypha. Like one pastor we were talking to, that I asked him about a couple of books if he knew them, and he's like, no, I don't really get into that stuff. Like, because it would freaking affect your belief system.
Like, rattle some narratives. So my point is, like, from a historical perspective, I don't think this is a good indicator of what the historical, authentic Jesus was like. It's a good representation of, like, how unorthodox sects of Christians were willing to view Jesus or perhaps saw him.
For anybody in my camp of the world, a
I
Christian,
think all these like divine qualities ended up being added on to Jesus throughout time. Like, I think he was originally just a normal guy.
For anyone in my camp of the Christians pondering if this is real or not, I mean, you could kind of venture off and say that it doesn't really necessarily affect. No, it doesn't have these, like, murders.
Kill people.
Yes, but it's because the Spirit of God was dwelling in a brain that wasn't fully developed. He's a child and he's growing, so he's not going to have...
So he doesn't have the brain of God?
I mean, like, it's an underdeveloped brain. It's not all there. It's rash in decisions because it's not fully grown yet. So it's like he has this unlimited power and unlimited knowledge, but it's like stuff in...
The divinity is there, but not the brains quite yet.
It's downloading a freaking Apex Legends and trying to run it on some Windows 98 computer. Like, you can put it in there, but it's not gonna... What's going to come out is not the intention. It's not its full power.
Yeah.
It's limited because of the shell that it's in.
Right. Let us know what you think. I take the approach that this is just, a story. Again, good indicator of what early Christians may have thought of Jesus, but I think it's about time we roll on into the last segment of the show. It's time for
the next segment.
Song suggestions. It's time for
Listen up!
It's time for Listen Up, the time of the show where we make musical suggestions for you to check out.
Probably should have found some new music this week for this.
I've been making because I had a long pause the last time we did this. I made a playlist of songs to suggest.
Don't play them.
No,
we'll get copyright strict.
All right, my song suggestions for this week is Modern Man Intermission by Chill Bump.
Chill Bump.
Saint Like by Jakey.
Hey, I've heard of him.
And Mama Said by Pussifer. I think you'd like Jakey.
I do like Jakey. I went down the rabbit hole once. I don't remember too much about it.
He's like a video game streamer that makes his own music.
I think Jacob recommended it to me. Recommended him. I'm pretty sure. Or maybe I'm just associating the name Jakey and Jacob. I don't know.
Maybe. I'll send you some of his songs.
I know you listened to it, so let me know if I'm right or wrong.
I've sent you his songs before.
Yeah, maybe it was you.
Maybe it was me.
I think, man.
Yeah,
probably was you.
Got too many friends.
Well, like, literally everybody sends me music to check out. What? Everybody. Music suggestions. Well, I found this guy called Kung Fu Vampire, which is interesting. I haven't listened to him enough to say if I like it or not, but it's just something I discovered. Spotify's like, recommended for you. I'm like, all right, cool. Kung Fu Vampire. That sounds odd.
What genre?
It's rap.
Rap.
What do you think?
Always rap with you.
Obviously. I mean, NF's Hope album's cool. He's been teasing a long time of dropping a new album, so keep an eye out for NF dropping something. Trying to think of what else. I mean, there's always Ghost.
Oh, yeah.
If you want some satanic rock.
Yeah. What's the song? What's that popular song?
Mariana Cross.
It's a good one. You hear it on a lot of TikTok reels.
Through the Fire and Flame by Dragon Force. If anybody listening can play that on guitar, let me know. I want you to play guitar on my songs.
Dragon Attack by Queen is good too. Alrighty, folks. Let's wrap this bad boy up.
Put a bow on it.
All right. Let's
wrap it up like safe sex.
Let's keep, yes, be safe. Let's keep traversing this strange world.
Save it for marriage.
With curiosity.
Inquisitiveness.
Swag.
It's so much better when we do the outro together.
Let's remember to be neighborly to folks. Let's not kill somebody because they bump into us or because they mouth off to us. Let's remember to be neighborly because at the end of the day, we're all just strangers in a strange land.
Don't kill your teachers.
Listen to them. Assume the person you're talking to might know something you don't.
Try to stretch out your wood like Jesus did.
That's right. All right, folks, until next time. Peace.
Toodles.
If you would like to contact us, email us at peaceandtoodles@gmail.com. Until next time, salutations, my fellow strangers.
What will they think of next?